Okay, this video is about this little true relay found in true freezers and true refrigerators, prep tables, that kind of thing. Going to show you what's inside one of these little babies. You just pry on these little things right here to open it up, and this is what it looks inside here. This is what it looks like inside. So this is the contacts right here on the top. These are the coil. This is the coil. Down on the bottom there's the coil. There's your coil wires coming down here, and here's where you would connect your voltage. This one happens to be, this would be a 115 volt coil, 100 to 120 volts. It says on here. You would energize this to have this coil create a magnetic field and pull this down to create a circuit from here to here. It would just, kind of like a light switch. It just makes and breaks. And here's a little spring that holds this part in the back, and here's your set of contacts. There's your contacts, and as you can see, these are gone. These are burned pretty bad. So I believe this one got removed because it was no longer pulling the set of contacts together. Wasn't doing anything. So I don't see any burned parts in the coil, but if I ohm this out, I get like 1,000,000 ohms, so that's no good. You need to have something between 1 ohm and a couple hundred ohms. Probably 115 volt coil, you're going to have around somewhere between 10 and 20 ohms, 30 ohms, something like that. But ohm readings are going to vary between all your different contactors, but depending on what size they are and voltage, so your ohms are going to be all over the place. But anyhow, so this is what it looks like inside of a little Omron G7L-1A-TUB-CB. That's what one of these little relays looks like on the inside. Pretty cool, actually. And this is just a piece of wire. This is the set of contacts that are in here. There's your set of contacts, and it just bridges across. There's your little piece of wire, about a piece of 12 gauge wire it looks like, so it's good for 20 amps. And here's your contacts. Not very big, but yeah, they're about the right size for 20 amps. You know, the larger your contact, the more current it could carry, and you would need a larger wire. But this is pretty cool. And here's your little picture right here. There's your 4 and 5 are the close together ones, and the 0 and 1 are your farther away ones. So as you can kind of see here, there's the farther away ones, there's the close together ones. It's one way of looking at it. The one for your coil It's always going to have some kind of resistance across it. The one for your set of contacts, if it's a good working relay and it's normally open, it'll be open. There'll be no resistance whatsoever across it. Also, the little diagram here, all the diagrams are different since this is made in Indonesia. Your diagrams are going to be different, you know, but generally, when you see a set of contacts like that, and then you see a plate across the top of it, that's going to mean it's going to move up and down and make a bridge across there. So that's going to be your set of contacts. And they're in the USA here, we have a coil. Usually to simulate a coil, we'll have a looks like a spring, like a wrapping of wire, and that will be your sign for a coil. But of course you have to double check all this stuff, and you know, with everything being international these days, you have to look on everything and double check, and you know, sometimes you might have to open something up to look inside if you don't have a diagram or it's old or whatever. But like I said, your coil is always going to be the part that you energize. You would apply, like this being a 115 volt coil, you would apply a neutral here and your positive here. Once you apply voltage, 115 volts across here, the coil will create a magnetic field and pull down, and then we'll create a circuit, bridging the circuit, bridging the gap, going from here to here. So anything could flow, any voltage you want could flow through here, depending on what it's rated for. Of course, amperage wise and voltage wise, those you have to consult the manufacturer, or just from experience. From what you're looking at, the larger the contact surface area and everything is, the more current it can handle. So you do your amps times volts equals watts, and you can figure out what type of voltage and current, you know, you can handle across a set of contacts. Okay, that's just the inside look on a little Omron relay. I don't think anybody's ever done a video of taking apart one of these little Omron relays and have a look inside. But they actually look very cool, look very well made. That's why we don't have much problems with these. They just, as you can see, this one's done. This is these contacts are gone. These are burned all the way to the outside. So yeah, but pretty cool engineering. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good day. Click like on the video if you could. All right, take care. Bye.